Hey gang, I'm back with another video for you today, and I've got a special guest here. I've been speaking a lot about Thomas Monaco Parfums Raw Gold on the channel, plus a lot of his other fragrances, but I've never had Thomas here with me on camera, so I've got him.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
So we're going to talk about a lot of the fragrances from this house, and also talk about the differences between these two. The original Raw Gold, which I reviewed back in April of 2022, and the newer version. So find out about Thomas de Monaco Parfums coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sebastian. This is Thomas.
Hello.
So Thomas, when did you start getting into creating fragrances?
2018 about, when I did my first one. And we started up with the original Raw Gold, which was coming out later as a limited edition.
The original Raw Gold was launched in 2020?
Actually, December 2020.
Yes, so I reviewed it in April 2022. And then all of a sudden people were starting to wonder what this fragrance was all about. And when I reviewed it for you, it was selling at Lucky Scent.
Yes.
Now you have a lot more retailers. So where are you selling?
Actually, we are selling all over Europe and the United States. This is our focus on these two markets.
Okay.
So we are in very nice places, exclusively in boutiques all over the place.
So you are selling in my city at ZGO Perfumery.
ZGO is my love.
Okay. Are you planning on doing a trip there for us?
Yes, since 2 years actually I'm planning that, but hopefully next year it will happen.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to tell everybody about the elephant in the room, or speak about the elephant in the room. A lot of people have talked about the fact that the original Raw Gold is different than the current version of Raw Gold. So when I first remember the fragrance, the original Raw Gold, there was some slight differences. And when I reviewed it and people started buying it, some people would really love it, and some people would complain it was too animalic. So I take it that the fragrance was redone, correct?
It is redone, actually.
So originally you worked with another perfumer,
which was Frederick Dahlmann.
And then later you went to another perfumer.
This is Maurus Bachmann, who is actually the perfumer of all my products.
So is it because the perfumer wasn't available to redo it for you, or how did that come about?
It was a decision when we started with the first perfume. It's a long time ago from this point of view here. And it was actually a dive-in for me as a photographer in my past, in the 70s, when I had no camera with me. So this was the original idea of Raw Gold. So we brought everything together in this perfume from the 70s, which is a lot of leather, coffee, cigarettes, lipstick, and all these wild things you experience in your youth.
So, one of the things people complained about, the fact that the original Raw Gold is much more animalic than currently. I think the people that complain about it should find the current version very wearable. What's the difference between the two?
I think the first one is much more animalic, much more radical in terms of the ingredients. It's super overdosed, lots of saffron in there, lots of things really on the top of everything you can get there. And so this was actually the idea I had with Frederick, really dive into the dirt of the 70s.
And then the current version is focused more on the patchouli. The notes breakdown has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we went away from the accord writing in the original one. So we had many accords leading to the product. And together with Maurus, we have produced actually a product which is much more focused on high-level ingredients. So we changed actually this sweetness is honey, which was in the original one, which came from accords. We changed to Davana oil, which is now one of the main ingredients, which gives this liquor kind of feeling in it.
When perfumers from one firm use ingredients from another perfume using ingredients from their firm, they don't sometimes match, I guess, correct? Is that what's going on with the two different versions? Is that something that happened? Because I've smelled fragrances from one identical ingredient to another. They don't smell alike. So I think you've gotten very close.
We are very close,
Yeah.
actually, and this was the idea. But in general, there was also the idea to create a new line, which we call the X-Res Unique, which is an unlimited series. And they have a DNA going through all the products we have there. And we had to shift also raw gold into this DNA, give them this kind of sweet spot, what we are calling. So we had to take down the top notes, which are really high on the original one, which is now much more down on the shoulders and on the hard side.
Okay. So when you set out and created raw gold, it was released as a limited edition.
That's it.
So when you created this, did you have in your mind that you were going to establish a brand and create lots of different fragrances? How did the limited edition come about?
It was actually a present to my friends in Paris. As a photographer, working and living sometimes in Paris, you have a lot of friends there. And by the end of the year, you give them a present. And since I'm working a lot for all these big brands like Hermes, Armani, Dior, etc., so I gave them a present, and I made it with about 200 samples for them. And half of them told me, go on with the perfume. And so it came out.
Okay.
Later.
All right. Cool. That's great. So currently you have 6 fragrances in your catalog?
Yes, since yesterday.
Since yesterday.
Yes.
All right. So when you created some of your creations or fragrances that came after raw gold, they were also created as limited editions. So now COEUR and Grand Beau, which were limited editions, are part of your regular collection.
Yeah, because there are so many friends of these two products, and I wanted to continue with these products. But also there we had to shift them a little bit. But there was not changing the perfumer. So the limited editions of COEUR and Raw Gold been done by Maurus Bachmann. And so to fit them in the DNA again, we shifted some kind of ingredients in a better way, in a much more modern way. So that I think we have now a very continuous optic when I call as a photographer or when I talk as a photographer.
Well, that's cool because I've always mentioned that there is a DNA running across your collection of fragrances, which makes sense now because you continue working with one perfumer and they end up using the same ingredients. And sometimes they carry over some things that they used in one fragrance over to another. So
that's it, yeah.
So it is cohesive. So let's talk about the new fragrance, Ultima Storia, which just launched as well.
Yes.
Tell us about Ultima Storia.
Ultima Storia is actually my love to Italy. So I spent 25 years now with an Italian family. And I wanted to give back something to this beautiful life here in Italy. Sometimes very complicated, sometimes very complex, but in general very joyful and open-hearted and super sunny. And I wrap everything together, which I find in my area, which is close to Napoli, actually. And what we have in our gardens, what kind of smells I'm experiencing then, what kind of light is happening when we hang out the linen, we have the shadow play, and all these things which makes Italy so beautiful.
So what are the ingredients or notes in Ultima Storia?
Mostly, there are a lot of citric elements there in their beautiful, we call it Citron Noir, is a little bit of it in there. There is a beautiful balance of various citric notes in there. There is almond, which gives it this beautiful, sometimes gourmand aspect. There's Pear in there, nice coffee, Italian coffee somewhere. There is a little bit of leather in there, talcum, linen. So all these elements which play a beautiful role in the life of Italy.
So you consider this a summer fragrance or an all-year-round fragrance?
It's all year-round fragrance. I call it a souvenir of the summer.
And then let's talk a little bit about your bestseller. Your current bestseller is SALGADO. Tell me a little bit about this.
SALGADO is my love, actually, at the moment.
It's a great fragrance.
Yeah, beautiful. It's very intense, very cozy when you wear it in the warm weather. The idea was actually coming from the hot day into the evening, when the air is changing to the night, kind of these beautiful summery moments. And think about some sun cream on your skin, think about the salt drying there, feeling it kind of a shiver on your skin, what's happening in summer evening.
And then Fuego Futuro, I've always mentioned it reminds me of autumn in Northern California.
Yeah.
Because of the sage note you have in here, right?
We have sage in there, we have smoked sage there, but it's a very spiritual scent. People see it also like that. So there are many creative people wearing Fuego Futuro because it's, most people say it's not a fragrance or it's not a perfume, it's more an element surrounding you.
The last couple of questions I have for you, is the original version of raw gold still available?
I think we find all the time some packages, and we are getting them back. At the moment, we have found four packages.
Just four?
Just four.
Four out of how many did you make? 1,400?
Yes.
Wow. Just four?
Just four.
Where can anybody buy it? If
we have it in our warehouse.
So will you do like a raffle thing and then sell it to the highest bidder or something?
We see. At the moment, we need money, so probably yes.
Okay. Now, what about COEUR and Grand Beau? Are those still available in the original packaging?
Yeah, yes, they are available. We found it's interesting. We have to find these products. By any chance and luck, and we found in the United States, and I brought them back actually.
Oh.
We cleared up our warehouse in Houston, and so suddenly there have been some kind of 80 pieces of each, and so we have them back, and they are going to some special places all over Europe.
Nice. Okay. So last couple of bits, we want to talk about what's in plan now. What are you doing with your brand?
Yeah. It's we have. I'm very happy that we are now on 6 products. So we launched the 3 products from the Extras Unique last year, last October, which was Raw Gold, Fuego Futuro, SALGADO. Now this year we made the rework of COEUR and Grand Beau, and now ULTIMA STORIA. So for me, 6, half of a dozen, is at the moment the perfect amount. And I like to focus on these products because they need a lot of space to develop, and I think we will have a beautiful Christmas time with Fuego Futuro, with Raw Gold ahead of us, the winter time. We have a next summer coming with this beautiful SALGADO and ULTIMA STORIA. I think that's going to be a beautiful thing.
So should we look forward to any new fragrances?
Wait for September next year.
Oh,
so
we've got a long way to wait.
Yeah, we take our time.
And then lastly, you've done something with your brand recently. Tell us about that.
Oh, wow. Thanks for asking that. Yeah, we are growing actually. And as you know, we are producing all our perfumes in our own manufacturer in Zurich, from where we ship worldwide to North America and to Europe. So there is the demand of the product is growing, and we need to produce a bigger amount and in serious quality. So that's why we need to invest in a new filling machine. I want to invest in the new products coming September next year. And so there are many things needing some kind of growth capital. And that's what we are offering at the moment. So there is a campaign running where you can sign up and become partner actually in the company of us as a shareholder with full voting rights.
So can I do that? You said I can't, right?
Are you American?
I'm American.
No, sorry.
So it has to be people from the EU?
It has to be people from the EU.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Swiss legal, and we are taking care of that.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. So any last things you want to say?
I like to say thank you to all our followers, because you are the people who are pushing the brand. We don't do any advertising. We do all by ourselves, with our presence, with our friends who are supporting us. There is Sarah, there is Kati, there is Christina, Sebastian. Thank you for everything, and many more people supporting the brand since the beginning. And I hope we can continue with this.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sebastian.
You're welcome. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments about Thomas de Monaco Parfums, do let us know. Put a comment down below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.